resolutions about how we would make this experience one for you and with you. We thought of a work product that would take place throughout the week, that there would be something that you would leave for us and take with you. And so the concept of the Virginia resolutions was that opportunity to find commonality, to forge the conversation about what we care deepest about and how we move our world forward together. And so it's been enjoyable to watch your conversations and the networking that's come from it. And for now, we will present your concepts for the Virginia resolutions. These will be continued to be worked on. The app will be open for a week to continue to have your ideas populate if you want to, but to share with our leadership and to each of you, we have asked 3 of your representatives to come and share their thoughts and to share and represent your output. And so I'm going to first ask Patience, and then Marina, and then Minishki, to come up and share the components of the Virginia resolutions. Please, ladies.
So I happen to know how to do one thing best, and that's poetry, but not public speaking, so I wrote my speech. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew Patience Penia, and I'm from Nigeria, and also an Atlas Corps Fellow serving at the Center for Teen Empowerment in Boston, Massachusetts. On different days of this week, we all came together to articulate our aspirations, values, and commitments to the future of what we want global democracy and civic engagement should be in our efforts in drafting the Virginia resolution. The idea of the Virginia resolution we all participated in is not only phenomenal in the approach that we used, but also it is a timely necessity in a world plagued with what democracy isn't. The process involved in the Virginia resolution has been inclusive, diverse, and full of ideas worth shaping the future of how leaders should approach civic engagement in their different communities. And the diversity in shaping the resolution is the most important element of this process to me. In my group yesterday at Monticello, participants were passionate and committed in sharing their thoughts, ideas. They also made some clarifications and some remarkable contributions of what they thought needed to be added to the resolution. And we didn't have the time to make a group commitment, but we all made personal commitments already captured and documented. However, there were 3 major components of that discussion yesterday that stood out for us, and the first is the need for us to have a universal application of the resolution and the need to sectionalize different aspects of the resolution under components similar or fairly relatable to sections and subsections of broader concepts captured in the resolution. The second point of reference from our discussion yesterday was the need for new innovative technical tools relevant to contemporary issues affecting democracy, civic engagement in different communities. And we also emphasized the need for respecting and enhancing traditional tools that have worked and are still working in rural communities across the globe in engaging marginalized and underrepresented population. Tools such as the radio, the mobile phones, and community chiefs. The third reference point my group applauded and strongly recommended was the core value of equity as opposed to equality. We agreed to this core value because equality seeks the fairness for all, with the assumption that everyone started equally, which is, of course, not always true as we see in the world today. Equity, on the other hand, tries to understand where we are all coming from, which is something that is quite evident with this summit that we're all here for. And thereby gives everyone what they need to be successful. This can be making democracy indigenous to a people with respect to their beliefs, history, and unique peculiarities. And just as democracy and civic engagement means different things to a lot of people, it is also important to remember the basic principles of equity and Ubuntu. Those of us from Africa will know what that means. And I ask that we all commit to being allies in this fight for freedom, because our existence is dependent on each other, and also because we are only as free as we are one. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marina Castro-Nedelich, and I'm a Virginia delegate from Stafford, Virginia. And I too would like to just share some brief remarks with you all. So, working on the Virginia resolutions this past week has been humbling and inspiring. Democracy asks that we include many voices, so we held workshops during which we each shared our thoughts on the core values, defining attributes, and challenges of civic engagement, an admittedly elusive and wide-ranging concept. I enjoyed watching each of you light up as you shared insights from your home countries and pushed us to think deeply about what should frame our understanding. At its core, democracy is a marketplace of ideas. We realized this marketplace by voting on all the ideas we proposed. Ideational debates, though, mean that democracy relies heavily on a need for compromise. Our voting decided little, but set the stage for fruitful, interesting conversations at each of the presidential homes. One of my favorite memories from yesterday came from a disagreement that arose at James Monroe's Highland. A few delegates disagreed on a core value of civic engagement, but the manner in which they did so was a masterclass on civil discourse. These delegates approached disagreement tactfully with a deep respect for one another. That said, each delegate advocated passionately for voices they felt might be marginalized by the particular understanding we were debating at the moment. Their tact led to a wonderful discussion on the difference between equity and equality that I will hold dear moving forward. On that note, my commitment leaving this summit is to create a course that explores Citizenship 101, what it means to be a citizen in a democracy. We've spoken often this week about the need to teach citizens how to be citizens, and so perhaps some curriculum along those lines would be helpful. And I'm actively looking for collaborators. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Meenakshi. I am from India. I also am an after-school fellow, and I serve with Pathfinder Plus and stay in New York. During this past 1 week, I believe I felt one with the world, with people from 48 countries sitting together and speakers from many more countries. I felt one with all of you. It was incredible and empowering, and as we move forward forward with the discussion and had a collective vision and shared our perspective and passion to build a movement to show the path to all the global pathfinders. During our interaction, we organically developed thoughts and shared ideas that we believe in democracy, civic engagement, equality, equity, inclusivity, and sustainability. And we were able to identify some universal themes as well. At its core, we committed towards collaborating and co-creating scalable and sustainable solutions. More importantly, empower each other by providing safe space. And during the process, also not to ignore that it is very important to self-love and self-reflect as well, because mental health is equally important and given very less importance sometimes. With these thoughts, I'd like to remind all of us that the change will not come if we will wait for some other person, some other time. And we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change and the moment that we all seek. And with the co-global pathfinders, I commit to be a part of this community, and I commit to be a part of this movement. And also, I commit to stay connected with all of you, regardless of how far we are from each other, distance-wise or different time zone. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. today or maybe 20 years from now, and I will gladly be able to help you with all my heart and soul. Thank you very much.
It's now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Frank Atkinson, who is a member of the Executive Committee for the 2019 commemoration and also of McGuire Woods, one of our sponsors. Frank will make comments